Welcome back to this pick.
Welcome back to the show, you guys.
And this is going to be our recap of the Dallas Cowboys and against the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay win this one 34-24. Pretty close game at the end of the game, but for the most part, it's kind of not really close. Dallas did make a little bit of comeback in the second half. Prescott had a lot of yards, but he had 3 turnovers. A couple of them weren't really his fault, but they do go against him. Aaron Rodgers had an okay game. He didn't really need to do much. Aaron Jones had an amazing game.
Right.
Who is Aaron Jones? Is that who it is? Yeah, he's kind of his coming out party. He did a lot of good things against a really good defense. Outside of Cooper, Dallas didn't really do much on offense. They really shut Zeke down. I think that's what they wanted to do. Make Dak beat him, and he couldn't really beat him. The Smith brothers have been really good this year, and they've been playing really good in this game. I've been really impressed with them. They both were solid players at their respective teams. One was with Washington, one with the Ravens. Both pretty good with pass rushers, but this season they've both been elite, Pro Bowl level players. Alexander didn't have a great game, but he's still a really good corner. Cooper's just a beast. I don't want to take too much out of this game, but I am really impressed by how good Green Bay's been playing this so far this season. Their offense still kind of sputters a little bit. They still need to figure their identity, but that defense is nasty. They didn't play very well, I think last week, but outside of that, they've been really great. They didn't do well rush defense-wise against Philly. Pass defense, they did fairly well, but a rush defense against Philly, they got eaten alive. Yeah. But they shored that thing up, so they shut down, you can argue, the best running back in the league. A lot of people thought he was going to have a really good game, Zeke Elliott, and he didn't. I thought he was going to have a good game. I had my daily fantasy lineup, and he didn't do anything for me, so that kind of sucked. Got to give it to Jason Garrett, man. He finally stopped clapping and actually fought for his team. Didn't get to watch all of this game, but I did get to watch a lot of it, and the rest were pretty bad. I understand his frustration. They had him and the ref had a flag off, which is understandable. He threw his challenge flag at the ref, and the ref threw his flag because he thought that was unnecessary, which I guess.
And, well, the thing that they were saying was there was actually, even before he tossed the challenge flag, there was another challenge that he did, and I don't think he won. And but him and the ref apparently were already kind of getting into things and having trouble. Like they were just talking. Apparently, Garrett was talking stuff, and that was kind of the edge. So yeah, it was just bad refereeing, and I think at just one point Garrett got frustrated with it, and he tossed his flag down. Apparently, it was more of what he said than it was what he did. So.
Yeah, pretty much, man. The clapper, we call him the clapper for a reason because mostly does clap, but I guess he finally got frustrated with these refs, which they've been a disaster this season. We're going to talk a bit more about them in the Colts-Chiefs game, but yeah, they haven't been good. A lot of back holes all over this. Every game this season seems like. These just throwing flags that don't really need to be thrown. Kind of like the refs want them to have attention, which they don't need to have attention. Right. But yeah, really good win by the Green Bay. Dallas is not doomed. This is this one loss, but a couple of things that are kind of starting to shine is when you put a lot of onus on making Dak beat you, which has been kind of a little. Big burden on his back so far his career is when you make him beat you, kind of really can at times. So they had to get some things figured out. Kellen Moore has been kind of coming down to earth so far this last couple games. So yeah, great win by Green Bay, and that's all I got to say.
Yeah, it was a very good win. Offense finally had, I think, one of their best offensive games this year. You know, great job by Aaron Jones. He ran that rock like crazy. He also was catching a ton of passes and getting a ton of yards as well in the passing game. So he was just an overall threat. He kind of reminded me of Todd Gurley on that day. kind of doing everything for his team. Yeah, Rodgers, he played pretty good, but he didn't even really, like Adam mentioned, he really didn't even have to play that ball out, really. Aaron Jones was kind of pulling the weight for that. So, yeah, man. Right there.
No.
But yeah, man, I'm proud of my boys. They played well on both sides of the ball. Yeah, those three interceptions by our defense, by our defense. Uh, Two of them was just tip balls, so I'll give Dak that. That really wasn't his fault. They were just tipped up. Especially that first one, Cooper should have caught that ball. It just slipped through his hands and went. Happily, thankfully, Alexander was right there to grab it. So we got that one. The second was definitely Dak's fault. He just didn't. I don't think he's seen the corner sitting there. I don't know what happened, but yeah, he just threw a bad interception to Sullivan. And then the third one, yeah, just tipped in the end zone. So I wouldn't say. And then there honestly should have been another pick too by Kevin King. He dropped it, so you should honestly have 4 picks.
No, it was a penalty.
Hmm?
It was a penalty on
No,
that
not
play.
that one. Not that one. One that he just dropped in the middle of the field. He should have caught that. But yeah, Dak didn't play his greatest, even though a couple of those interceptions wasn't his fault. He did throw some bad throws in that game, though, man. But I think that's the thing when you say to a quarterback or to a team, because we say this a lot. We go, if you shut the running game down and let so-and-so quarterback beat you, that tells you right there that the quarterback is one of those quarterbacks that is not going to completely win the game for you. And that's still Dak for me. He's not that quarterback that can just be by himself if Dak or Zeke gets shut down and just completely take over the game. He's just not that quarterback still to me. Maybe in a couple more years, I don't know.
I don't think.
I was going to say, I think that time has passed. I think if you're going to develop
This is
and
his fourth
get
season.
yeah, if you're going to develop and get as good as these quarterbacks are now, like Aaron Rodgers and all that, then yes, you need to be already there. So yeah, in my opinion, that's just not good quarterback play. If people are on the outside of the screen, or whoever going, yeah, we want Dak to try to beat us. That's not good. But yeah, man, he's not that quarterback. Zeke did get shut down. Mark Cooper balled out. I'll give him that. Honestly, you should have just chunked the ball to him the whole game because Alexander, for some reason, could not cover him. I don't know what the deal was, but he could not cover him. But yeah, man, other than that, great defensive pressure by Za'Darius and Preston Smith. Those guys are just fun to watch, man, especially in this game because they were just going nuts together. And Za'Darius actually was hurt in that game, and he went down 3 times. But apparently it wasn't, significant enough to get him out of the game because he stayed in the game the whole game. So I'm glad that worked out. But yeah, man, our offense, like I said, Rodgers didn't really have to do a whole lot. Aaron Jones kind of pulled the weight, man. So yeah, it was a good game outside of the refs being terrible and bad calls. It was a fun game, a very entertaining game. Especially during the second half because Cowboys started coming back, so it started to make it a little more interesting. First half, we kind of really smushed Dallas, but yeah, man, they ended up coming back and making an interesting game. But good win for the Pack.
Alrighty, that's all I gotta say.
That'll do it for me. Please comment, like, subscribe. Of course, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. See you on the next one.